She would like to recommend Ms. Leah as part of the upcoming operation. Leah, huh? Because Leah possesses a remarkable talent for uplifting those around her. Her affinity with spirits reaches its peak when she is with her kin, Miss Nika and Miss Marhim, telling us right away how to use her. But according to combat support's analysis, she synergizes just as well with others. For instance, the quick-footed swordsman, Miss Pantheri and Miss Matrotho, telling us straight up which Vanguard to use with her. She went on praising Leah for quite some time, but not everyone seems to share that sentiment.
Well, the most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
Osla, Kalma, and Korra barged into the sanctuary to condemn young Chae-Young. Their grievance seemed to revolve around Leah. Leah's a bit surprised that everyone's here. It's something she wanted to tell the human god, but it doesn't feel like the right time. It's awfully noisy. It's important, so she was hoping for a quiet moment. Osla's calling her out, finally showing your true colors, you conniving little cat. A quiet moment, huh? That's code for gags, blindfolds, handcuffs, chains, and cuffs. Stifling your moans, isn't it? She doesn't see why she should be blamed for anything. Hey, don't tell me, could you happen to be an orphan? She said, what did you say? I heard that Earth children raised without parents often grow up a little rude. Damn. And right now you're being quite rude, so I just assumed. Our sisters at the salon were right about this, that women need their own talents. Otherwise, people won't take them seriously. Harmony at home, prosperity for the nation. Right, even in K-dramas, the rich heir picks the ordinary girl over the wealthy daughter. So that's how it works. The less skilled someone is, the more society chooses them. The comment says Princess Leah is surprisingly sharp. Customs on Earth are so different from Valolana's. She's trying to collect advice from her sisters, but it isn't easy. Still, if she's with someone reliable like the human god, maybe she doesn't have to worry. I appreciate it. By the side of the human god, she feels at ease. Oh, she's trying to lean on him and trust him? Korra's explained that Princess Leia is stronger than expected. They're retreating? Will you be joining us for the extermination? Oh, she would love to? Okay, then let's roll. A shining battle, I'm down. I'm ready for it. It might lead to marriage, is that what she just said? Asla's hating. Oh, Kalma's here too. The future leader is stronger, and her breasts are bigger. Probably. Valolana's grace is shown through action. The spirits of the cats are with us. Damn, I wasn't expecting that type of animation. We're ringing the bell. And now it's Prowlclaw's blessing. I see, you're supposed to give one to Nika and one to Marhim. How's she hitting with those buffs from Leah? Oh. Oh, we are level 7 here. I forgot. Teams are fixed, along with the levels. Let's mark this guy. Oh, but that's a kill right there. Oh, he's dead regardless, even if we can't get the back attack off. Why was that so much easier the second time around? In the following Bakhansen operation, Leah, Nika, and Marhim once again unleashed their full strength. The powerful pussies unite. Cat power. Let's get it. Wow, the priestess really is amazing. With the priestess here, we can read the abomination's attacks better and dodge easier too. Even Kalma hates to admit it, but she fights well. Damn, she's dropping more abominations than Osla, but Kalma says her breasts are heavier and her heart too, wider and stronger. Even Korra admits she's impressive, no doubt. And Leah's laughing to herself. Behold, witness the power of Valolana. If they keep this up, they won't be abandoned. Valolana and the Catsidhe will rise. What is she mumbling about? Osla wants to know. She's fighting for her people. She's gonna finish off the rest, human god. She's fighting to prove herself. Let's do a Spiritclaw Rite. Summon right in someone's face. These are some ugly abominations. Nice camera work. I think the Swift Paw is best on Marhim, giving her a bonus move because she's single target focused. Her skills. Give the Prowlclaw to Nika. Yeah, this is one of the high priority targets right here, this Shadow Cloak. Because Leah's here, we get a boost to the poison damage. Phantom Bouquet attack up all. Do I want to go for the Blood Soaked Execution, right? Yeah, because the target's killed. She gains AP. Let's give an Immortal Command to Leah. Can she pull out? Damn, look at her. Her mobility is amazing. Ooh, spin that wheel. The heals, we'll take it. I don't think we've taken any damage yet. Missed. Damn, Leah's the MVP? She did take out 3 with her class 1 skill. Check out Nika's reaction. She said, wow, the extermination ended so fast. Human God? Well done, all of you. Marhim says, these things were nothing, barely worth the effort, yet you handled them swiftly. And it's all thanks to the priestess. Without her, you never could have taken them down this safely? Yeah. Nika says yes, exactly. With the priestess here, you were able to deal with them easily. Yeah, she buffed the heck out of you. Osla wants to know what's with them. Did you mistake some weeds by the roadside for catnip and chewing them? Thought dogs were the ones licking their own asses. Oh, wow. Or are you both in heat rubbing up on each other? Damn, they didn't take kindly to that. What did she just say? Marhim wants to know. She called her a barbarian. Wow, Osla said the shy one is always like this, but Marhim, she's acting strange, Miss Prickly, twisting herself in knots just to spit out compliments. Osla says it's kind of painful to watch. She means it, 100% genuine. She really is grateful. Nika is too. With the priestess here, they feel safe. Okay, Kalma, what are you on about? Kalma, rising star of the Federation, weeps to see this day in a world built on one person, one vote. It is disheartening to see handmaiden still grovel before a princess. How is it that a ghost of class hierarchy still clings to this land? Both pathetic, according to Korra. What? Korra's calling them out. Jealous because you lost. Pathetic. Kalm says slander and agitation are the very basics of politics. Does the Archmage not know that? No comment, huh? Leah is thanking Nika and Marhim for the compliments, but isn't it still not enough? Among the human gods Vanguards, she wants to stand out more? Only then could she truly become my partner, huh? Osla says enough of this. The extermination's done, so she's out. But next time, she won't lose to the Vixens. Oh, Kalma feels the same way. She said, mark her words. This Kalma may have lost today, but her political journey is far from over. And Korra's gonna be watching too. Her sister said, a woman's worst enemy is another woman. Is this what they meant? Probably. Where did her sisters even tell her that? At the salon? Since coming to Earth, she's met so many kind sisters. At the salon? Talking with them always calms her worries. Gossiping at the salon? And they share interesting stories too, huh? She's laughing at that. Nika wants to know what exactly did those sisters tell her. It's a secret according to Leah. Some of it's a little embarrassing. Sisters who tell funny but embarrassing stories doesn't sound reassuring according to Marhim. In the end, everyone will come to see your worth. Oh, she's thankful for that. She's calling the human god kind. With compliment. Her sister said kind men are the best. Nika's worried about her spot as a sister. Same with Marhim. Yeah, Leah believes in them. Leah's got the sauce when it comes to the kitty cats. They're Valolana's proud executors. The priestess is their pride. The priestess is pure magic. Like every little thing a Catsidhe does is magic. Marhim agrees. Leah's grateful, but she still doesn't know if she's proven herself. There's so much she lacks. She needs to do better. Nika and Marhim are right. Well, if I say so, she's feeling it. Maybe she can relax just a little, Feels the pressure of being a leader? Even after a flawless extermination? Leah looked restless and unsure. Nika and Marma worked almost too hard to reassure her, and soon I would understand why. Not long after, the pair sought me out to explain the fears weighing on their priestess. What's up? The other day when the priestess was on edge, it must have caught me off guard, huh? You only learned it recently, but the priestess struggles with anxiety and it's pretty bad. That's why she really needs comforting. Anxiety? Right. And the priestess, she's kind of soft-eared too. Believes whatever she hears. If someone feeds her nonsense, she'll just take it in, no questions asked. She never means harm. So you want me to take care of her? I will. I'm generous, according to Marhim. She's gonna do her part too. Wow, that interaction was really animated. After hearing from Nika and Marhim, I decided I needed to keep a closer eye on Leah. A few days later, she returned to the sanctuary, saying she had something to tell me, something she hadn't managed to say before. Only this time she wasn't alone. What's up, everybody? It's good to see everybody. Leah asked you to accompany her. She said there was something important she wished to say, and she mentioned your perspective might be needed, though she didn't share the specifics. only that it was something I must hear as the human god. Leah saying among the Vanguards these two are the most dependable, so she asked them to come with her. She does have a good choice. A good taste in dependable Vanguards, I agree. She wants to bring her sisters who always give such good advice, but since the sanctuary is a secure facility, well, that wasn't possible. You mean the girls from the salon? These sisters of yours, who exactly are they? They're active in all sorts of fields. They're the head stylist of the salon you mentioned before, and even one of them loves mountain climbing. They've been teaching you useful things about earth, knowledge, and even how to build relationships. Young Chae-Young hadn't realized her circle was so wide. Yui was concerned, giving her noble birth, that she might struggle to adapt, but it seems those worries were unfounded. In the past, perhaps things would have been different. But now she's nothing more than a daughter of Valolana and one of the few left behind. There's so much she still doesn't know, so advice is precious. Always. Young Chae-Young believes she will do well, but she wants to know, and I want to know too, what matter required their counsel? What is it? The treasure of your people? What is it? Valolana's treasure? The treasure of her people, the cat god's bell? Surely she doesn't mean the ancient relic? The very symbol of Valolana's priestesses passed down for generations? Officer Matsumoto seems to know something of it. She wasn't directly in charge of Valolana's immigration to the Federation, but she studied about alien races during her spare time. After all, knowledge is always worth having because knowledge is power. Then explain it to us, Yui. We know that Leah is the representative of Valolana and a priestess. Each beastkin clan with the Catsidhe is represented by a priestess who wills the power to command spirits. And Valolana's treasure, the cat god's bell, is a relic said to amplify that power to its utmost. So Young Chae-Young wants to know if what she says is true, then it's certainly a relic of great importance. Precisely, responds Yui. It is not only a symbol, but also believed to hold formidable power and truth. If Yui recalls correctly, the cat god's bell still remains in Miss Leah's homeland. Is that right? So the bell is still in Valolana's world? Leah confirms it. When Leah's world fell, she could not bring the relic. To attempt it would have demanded too great a sacrifice. She longed to take it with them, but then, as now, saving lives had to come first. Young Chae-Young shares her condolences. Yui understands the story behind it now. But even so, Leah wishes for me to have it. It would serve me more than it could serve Leah as she is now. With the cat god's bell, I could wield its power far better, and perhaps then she could gaze upon her homeland once more by my side. Okay, I got it. She was surprised. She never would have imagined I agreed so easily. It may sound strange, but it could be dangerous. Recovering the relic will mean battles ahead. Surely, it's precious to you, right? Wow, has she never been treated with such kindness? She's moved, truly. Young Chae-Young will lend her aid as well. Oh my gosh, Leah is very grateful. It's something that would benefit the human god and all of us. So, Young Chae-Young does not want to hesitate. Yui feels the same way. If the relic can aid the human god, she will not shy from helping to recover it. And of course, Yui knows it holds deep meaning for Leah and for Valolana. Leah is so grateful and thankful. She's thanking us all, truly. For the human god is just another day looking after his vanguards. Leah wished to entrust me with Valolana's ancient treasure, the cat god's bell. The road to recover it would not be easy, but that did not matter. It was something that had to be done. And so we set our course for the rift that once brought the Valolana into this world, now set to be sealed. It will be revealed. Whoa, these are new abominations? Yui brought the related data from the Bureau archives. It appears the Valolana first crossed into Earth through the Guaxian Rift at the end of this path. Leah confirms it. She remembers. When she first fled to Earth, she passed through here. Over there, a horned abomination. Yeah, have we ever seen that before? Young Chae-Young has read the reports. These were once beastkin, now twisted into monsters with powerful charge attacks. Yui says, correct? Don't meet them head on, use cover and bait to avoid their charges. Gotcha. Young says, by the way, Miss Leah, is she alright? Leah's a bit confused by the question. She's no longer alone, and she's ready to the where her homeland lies for everyone. Was she being hunted in her home planet? And for me, she's down for the cause. Down. Put you down. Summon a Spiritclaw. Ring my bell. GG, cat trio is going crazy. Road to Guaxiang 2. On the way to the rift that connects to her homeland, an unnatural number of abominations. The enemy's resistance is very fierce. It's odd to Yui. There shouldn't be anything here besides the sealed rift, and yet the abominations keep coming. Young agrees that this is unusual. It may well be some disturbance linked to the rift. Yui says either way, we must deal with these foes first. In response to Officer Yeon, according to Yui, once they're down, we move at once. Leah's taking the lead. She wants Officer Yeon, Officer Matsumoto, and me, the human god, to leave it to her and follow close. But aren't we we're surrounded? Blessings on blessings. That's a guaranteed kill on him. Yeet. Ooh. Dirty pair dagger throw. Ooh, come here. This other guy. See damage. Let's see damage. Power? That's great. That's great. Crit to kill? Almost. Big kitty paw. Meow. It's great. I feel like the cat's fidelity, the graphics on the cat could be better. The actual cat, the summoned cat, the ghost cat. His polygons, he can have some more polygons. After back-to-back battles, we decided to take a breather to regain our strength, recover our mana, and decide our next move. How is Miss Leah holding up? A priestess of Valolana does not waver in the face of something like this. Young Chae-Young says, even so, we all need rest and a proper plan. There are simply too many abominations. We're throwing away our strength on pointless skirmishes. And Yui is explaining how some of them are stronger variants as well. Officer Young is right. We need a strategy. Young Chae-Young says first we should halt and scout the area. Find out where the abominations are concentrated and the safest routes around them. With clear information, we can advance without needless risk. In that case, allow Yui. While she reconnoiters, she asks that I, Officer Young, and Miss Leah take a moment to rest. Young Chae-Young replies, but Officer Matsumoto, you fought just as hard as any of us. She wasn't even in battle. But she doesn't need rest, huh? Oh, where did Pantheri and Matrotho were here this whole time? You know why they showed up? Because they're also good partners for Miss Leah. Leave the scouting to them. Matrotho agrees. They're gonna carry her burning passion. Miss Pantheri and Miss Matrotho as well? What is it going on here? Are they fans of Miss Leah? Her resolve to give everything she has lit a fire in Miss Pantheri? Yui wants to know what she means by that. They stumbled upon a tale most grand, a tale of none other than the priestess Leah herself, who dares to entrust her people's sacred relic to the human god. She heard about it? They couldn't chill after hearing about it. They shadowed in secret, certain they'd be needed. Swordswomen who staked their lives on the blade. Okay. They'll guard Princess Leia's burning resolve with their own. Everyone is down for Princess Leia, and she's so grateful. Okay. Pantheri says, don't worry, they're gonna take point. Alright, we'll trust it to you then. See what lies ahead. I like the eye shape and the eye color of Leia. The way that her eye shape is, or maybe it's her eyelashes, she almost always has bedroom eyes, huh? Level 15. With Pantheri and Matrotho at our side, closing in on the rift was far easier. Their scouting was nearly flawless, letting us advance without unnecessary clashes. Before long, the Guaxian rift came into view, its ominous glow spreading across the horizon. Replies, Young exclaims, there it is, the very rift of the cross to reach Earth. Leah explains, yes, this is it. The path they took when they fled to this world. But back then, it wasn't a desert like this. Pantheri says, whoa, look at that thing. We're still this far away and it's already that massive? Troth, though, wants to know why it looks like that. To her, the color is unsettling. Yui agrees. Nothing like this appears in any bureau records. Young Chae-Young thinks it's strange because the rift doesn't match any known patterns. Young Chae-Young asks Officer Matsumoto if there truly were no other mentions in the archives. Yu replies none. The only record states it was sealed after the Valolana crossed. According to Yui, more details supposedly exist, but only in closed facilities and without clear notation. To Young Chae-Young, this is highly irregular. All the same, it almost looks as though the rift was sealed from the inside, not the outside. You might be right. Leah wonders what happened to her homeland. According to Yui, one thing is for certain, there are secrets here. We should move with the utmost caution. What the Mourner? Do you seek the power of the gods? Huh? What the? That's what I'm saying. That abomination, it talks? Leah wants to know, who is it? The Mourner is he who grieves in suffering, known to many as the Mourner. Explains that their world has been sealed. We'll find nothing here but danger. The power we seek will not be ours. This is Leah's home. Even if it's ruined, that doesn't change. What right does it have to block her from her own land? She won't accept it. The Mourner remembers a priestess of Valolana. He's talking directly to Leah. And hear me, one who has made this place my resting ground. Keep your beautiful homeland in your heart. Do not drown it in deathly despair. Are you one of the Catsidhe? Who are you? You know who I am. You were bound to a master and scattered into dust for their sake. Still crumbling now. My very name torments you. My apostles' deeds have only aided to your pain. What and who is this? Young Chae-Young thinks this is strange. I do too. Even with the Oblivia phenomenon, it still shows awareness. The Mourner says it's nothing but a curse, that it had no choice but to bear the weight of the evil deeds. It alone bears the weight of the sins it was forced to remain condemned is unending torment, and there's nothing noble here. Yui is explaining that we don't want meaningless bloodshed, and we only came for one thing from Miss Leah's homeland. Unseal the way and let us pass, whoever you are. He's warning us. Only suffering and peril lie beyond. We're warned to leave and go far away. Pantheri replies, no way, we're not turning back. Matrotho pipes up that we'll protect Leah's burning resolve, and we won't give up. That we stake our lives for love, never surrender. The Mourner is like, I tried to tell you, I tried to show him. If you insist on going forward, you will pay the price, and no one will be spared. I tried to show him. Leah explains that it's gone. Pantheri's yelling out, hold up, are we just gonna let it walk off like that? That thing vanishing to the rift isn't even the worst part according to Matrotho. What? So is explaining that something is closing in from all sides. I confirm that yep, they're coming. Yui says the abominations are converging. The talking abomination might have summoned them. Going after a sealed rift would be reckless. Let's focus on the threat at hand, says Young Chae-Young. They're waiting on me to give the order. Leah doesn't understand. Wasn't it enough for her homeland to be swallowed by the rift? Why does it have to be sealed away too? She wants to know why so much sorrow still lingers. But Theory's telling her to lock in. This isn't the time to break down. Is she woken up by that? Matrotho adds, what about your homeland? What about the relic? She's asking Leah to remember the resolve she had to give everything to the human god. That's me. Leah's grateful again that everyone's standing with her. She's gonna fight on. That's the spirit. According to Pantheri, she looks more like herself. Alright, Matrotho's gonna take down these abominations with Leah and Pantheri. We're all gonna take them down together. According to Yui, those hyena beasts grow stronger the larger the pack. We have to keep that in mind as we strike. Nominate this guy. I'm gonna hit him with that one strike. You know one thing. That one train. It's over for you, bro. He got jumped at the end. We did it. After the creature that called itself the Mourner vanished into the sealed rift, abominations swarmed us. We fought and drove them back, but one decision still lay before us. According to Pantheri, that was intense, I agree. Those beasts came at us like a pack of wild dogs. Check out Pantheri's response. Hey, we cut them all down. Not one left standing. You all fought well. According to Matrotho, Lamora's swords always cut true. Though really it was thanks to Leah's support that... Hold on, Leah. Matrotho wants to know what's with that look. Leah, you said you were fine. Her grief has ceased, but more than that, she's asking for forgiveness? Why? She was too naive? It's been so long since she left her homeland? And she was destroyed by the rift to begin with. She should have expected greater obstacles. No, it seemed like you were prepared for obstacles when you asked us. For us, this is nothing but another workday. Time has come to decide. Decide what? Several unexpected situations have occurred, according to Young Chae-Young. Because of everything we've seen, the sheer strength and numbers of the abominations, and even that one that retained its will, we must choose whether to advance further or to retreat. Leah's apologizing again. All this because of her? None of this falls on her, according to Young Chae-Young. How could she have predicted something like this? Yeah, I agree with Yui. Don't let it drag you down, Leah. Yep, even Officer Matsumoto is right. Failing to anticipate an anomaly on the scale is no fault of yours, Miss Leah. If anything, the responsibility is shared by all of us since none of us foresaw it. Matrotho is agreeing. that Miss Leah did nothing wrong, so she should hold her head high. The earth is round, just keep walking forward and you always find your way? I've never heard that before. Leah's so thankful because everyone's so kind. What's wrong though? Isn't earth flat according to Leah? Who should be talking to? If you just keep walking straight, wouldn't you fall right off the edge? Now we understand the type of people she's been talking to at the salon. Pantheri is also a flat earth. The priestess knows her astrology. Is saying what kind of heck nonsense is that? Matrotho is still racist. He wants to know if Leah is suggesting that Vanna is flat, unlike Earth. He's saying she's got to recalculate how the planetary shape would affect battlefield movement if that's the case. Now Leah's confused. Oh, Leah's saying, isn't it common sense that all stars are flat? Now Pantheri's calling her brilliant, just as brilliant as she is passionate. According to Pantheri, the earth is flat as a pancake. Young Chae-Young and I want to know where on earth did she hear that? She saw it online? They said the dinosaurs disappeared because a meteor hit the flat earth and they just all bounced off. It's a true story. She even watched the video? Young Chae-Young is explaining you can't believe everything on the internet and not to go feeding misinformation to innocent Miss Leah. Whoa, Pantheri wants to know if Officer Young saying the internet is wrong? She wants to know if she's smarter than the whole internet or smarter than AI. Let's enter the rift. We can't just leave the rift sealed and let those abominations roam. Okay? Matsumoto, Yui will open the way. Leah, too. She's gonna stay by my side until the end. According to Young Chae-Young, we need logistics and backup for this operation. She's going to contact the Rift Bureau and request reinforcements. Into the sealed rift, finally, we're going into Valolana. We had resolved to press on toward the rift, but for now we pause to rest and prepare. A day was spent regrouping while reinforcements from the Bureau of Rift Management arrived one after another, working to breach the seal. At dawn, two figures came quietly to me. It's Nika and Marhim. They're supposed to be coming quietly. You're both up early. Good morning. What's going on? They've got something to tell me? You were talking about the Autumn Festival? They began to recount Valolana's Autumn Festival. Though the Catsidhe lived on dried meat as their staple food, during the festival, it was different. They spoke of peaceful days when they roasted game and prayed to the moon cat. Days of warmth and celebration before the rift tore their world apart. It was the grand season of the hunt. You would take down beasts that thrive through spring and summer, pick the biggest, fattest one, then you'd offer it to the moon cat who lives upon the moon. You believed the moon itself was home to your cat deities. After that, you skin the offering, clean it, and roast it in the village square, and the savory smell was spread everywhere, telling you it's the season of the autumn festival. The scent of roasted meat filled the whole world for days. Even those who worshiped the turtle god of the west and the gorilla god of the east, everyone joined in the festival. That was your homeland's autumn. Bountiful, peaceful, and full of excitement. Since coming to Earth, you found yourself missing the scents and sights of the autumn night beneath the gaze of the moon cat. And so not long ago, you were talking about those festivals, just the two of you, and the priestess must have overheard. Truth is, you were a little homesick. That's why you think she made that decision, hoping you could go back or at least bring some of those memories alive again. But now that it's turned into something this big, it doesn't feel right. I don't think it's your fault. Memories are precious, aren't they? I understand. Leah's treasure matters. And the horrors are enemies we must face. It's my pleasure. They dipped. I reassured the two of them and sent them back. Then I waited for that someone who was already pacing quietly outside the door. I'm here. Come through. So I already knew about your anxiety. Of course, since it's me, it makes sense. The human god's all knowing. It's no problem listening to Nika and Marhim, for real. Even so, it's not always easy to really listen, is it? Oh, okay. Talk to me. The ladies you met at the salon are lovely, but when they all get along, it sometimes leaves you completely drained. It doesn't trouble me. And maybe someday if you feel worn down and you need someone to lean on, you want to open up to me? Of course. That's the human god's job, I think. The lady said kind men are always flirts. Maybe that's why you're surrounded by so many women? Is that true? Maybe that's not such a bad thing after all? Wow, she's accepting her role in the harem? After that, I spent a little while talking with Leah. She had plenty of stories to share, especially about her salon sisters. Outrageous tales no matter how many times she told them. It was a brief but pleasant respite. Soon after, together with the other Vanguards, we set out into the Gwaishan Rift. According to Yui, the Bureau's reinforcements have succeeded in breaking through part of the Gua Rift seal, and we're clear to proceed. Nika remembers this is the path she took when she first came to Earth, but it feels so different now. Whatever's changed, their homeland has to be waiting at the end of this rift, according to Marhim. Leah agrees. It may not be the same, but like Marhim said, at the end, that's where it will be. Pantheri chimes in, so this is it, huh? The gateway to the Beastlands? And Matrotho adds, then those creatures up ahead. Could they really be beastskin? Pantheri, they don't look all that different from Earth's abominations if you ask her. Either way, Chae-Young explains their numbers are overwhelming. Could this too be the Mourners doing? But enough speculation. Everyone ready yourselves for battle. Oh, that's it. It sounded like a little bit like a siren when they died, their death cry. Or an alarm. I know it's supposed to be like a trumpet of Chae-Young thinks that should be enough. We've secured the entrance for now. No abominations in sight at the moment. Leah doesn't sense any nearby either, but still something feels wrong to her. According to Chae-Young, judging from the wasteland around us, it seems the Foresaken God who created this rift is tied to such desolation, a different kind of power than mine. Yui asks Miss Leah, does she recall anything of the surrounding area? It doesn't have to be precise. Even a rough sense of our position would suffice. Bars. Leah apologizes because nothing comes to mind. The terrain has shifted since she passed through, and that day, their escape was far too frantic to notice much. So scouting is our first priority once again, according to Chae-Young. Pantheri says leave it to her. She's going to be back before the wind knows she's gone. But Matrotho is rolling with her. Leave it to them. Leah's going too. If she travels with them, maybe something will come back to her. They're going together then. Leah says wait up. Wait, what's wrong? She can feel it. Souls crying out? What is it? Everyone prepare for battle. So it wasn't over after all? Yui's down to wipe him out and move to the safe zone before we begin scouting. Sounds very logical, very tactical. Matrotho did not expect protecting another's love could be this hard. Pantheri does not want to hear any whining now. If it came easy, what would be the thrill in that? Fair point. Let's make it exciting then with some real sword dance, replies Matrotho. After driving back the abominations, we moved to safer ground and set up a temporary base camp. Leah set out a reconnaissance with Pantheri and Matrotho. Meanwhile, I spoke with Yeon, Chae-Young, and Yui about the situation. Officer Matsumoto, you seem troubled, is what Chae-Young said to Yui. Yui was wondering if she should have gone with the scouts. It feels as though she's been leaving too much to them. Their coordination is strong. They'll be fine together. She knows, but even so, heading out on a reconnaissance right after battle without rest, Chae-Young asked Yui if she saw it herself, that the three of them moved in perfect unison. As the human god says, they'll return safely. There's no need to worry. Yui thinks that's a relief, but there's still one question that's been weighing on her. What's troubling her? What's troubling you? It's about the seal itself? She wants to know who built it, why they did, and how it's being maintained. She kept running it through her head, and she guesses her face gave her away. She's sorry for worrying us. It's all good, because we've been thinking about it as well. Okay, she wants to know who placed the seal, by what means, how is it kept from failing? No matter how she puzzles over it, she can't seem to find an answer. That's a good question, Chae-Young. Was there no clue inside the Department of Intelligence? As we already may know, the Department of Intelligence has a lot of classified dealings. In the case of Valolana's migration, it wasn't your division. Those matters were handled by people tied to Secretary So's father. That does make tracing it difficult. Is there any detail, however small, that you can recall? Bars. She's apologizing. All she can say for sure is Valolana, the executors for the Catsidhe, was somewhat sidelined in those affairs. That hardly helps us now, which only leaves one conclusion. And what would that be? According to Yui, whatever method they use, temporary or permanent, a seal of this scale is not something simple. No ordinary means could hold back a rift of this magnitude. That's a sound point, according to Yeon, Chae-Young. A rift is a supernatural phenomenon woven with cosmic flow. Sealing one at this scale will require something extraordinary. We will need to investigate further. For sure. She cannot shake her fear for what we might find at the end of this path, what truth lies ahead, and whether that truth might cause Miss Leah to be hurt once more. Is this foreshadowing? Whatever we find, I will be there for her. That was her weakness speaking. She's going to steady herself. Whatever secrets or trials lay in our path, she won't falter. I'll be doing the same. We all feel the same. Okay, now they're glazing me. With me at your side, you believe that we can do anything, we can overcome anything. I have faith in you both. W Glaze. I spoke with Yui and Chae-Young about the seal with the Guashan Rift, but there was still too many unknowns to grasp the full picture. One thing was certain: we would need more information before we could uncover the truth behind this baffling phenomenon. What's up, you're back? You returned safely? I'm glad you're all safe. The abominations didn't even catch your shadow? You slice through like the wind and scouted every corner. Yui is worried about Leah. Is she alright? Leah says she's fine. Young Chae-Young is calling her out. She says her face tells a different story. Is something weighing on her? Seeing people turn into abominations is hard to bear. Leah expected as much. After all, they failed to stop the rift. But seeing it with her own eyes, a world even more broken than she remembered. Young Chae-Young apologizes. She says it was thoughtless in asking. Leah says it's fine. Even knowing what she sees still hurts this much. Maybe she's just too soft-hearted. Some things you never grow used to. Pantheri says cut out the doom and gloom. We got a report to give. And Matrotho says she's right. You gotta keep your chin up, Leah. Leah is super grateful as always for them trying to lift her spirits. And now that's making Matrotho blush. Please tell me what you saw. Was it something unusual? There was a lion inside the rift. A lion. Matrotho was saying, don't be ridiculous, because it wasn't a lion, Pantheri. It was a hyena. Okay, they're about to argue about it. Pantheri says that Matrotho was standing right next to her, and Matrotho says she saw it clear as day. Definitely a hyena, and maybe Pantheri needs to get her eyes checked. Wait, did Leah just talk? It looked like Leah just talked, but it's saying it's Pantheri. But that looks like a line that Pantheri would say. Either way, it's telling us that Pantheri said, ha, no way, it was a lion, majestic mane and all. Maybe you're the one who needs laser surgery? Now, actually, Leah is talking. Leah wants to know what they were talking about. She didn't see either. What? When Leah split off for a bit to scout the other direction, that's when they saw it? And they didn't tell her until now? That's when they saw it? Leah's gonna take their word for it? But how did they both see it so differently? That is odd. Because you saw it from far away? Are they capping? Leah says this feels strange. But Leah's trusting them. She said you wouldn't lie to her, right? Are they lying? Maybe I had both a lion's head and a hyena's head at the same time? Miss Leah does seem rather impressionable. She is. It's true. She's believing the cap. What really matters? You spotted a powerful beastkin? Leah saw that abomination too? Of course I remember the Mourner. Before we entered the rift, apostle. It called itself an apostle. Okay, so you saw one that you felt like was on the same level, but you didn't run into danger, right? Oh, the spirits whispered to you so you sensed it early and stayed clear? You didn't dare get too close in case you got spotted? One look was enough. Unlike that strange one at the rift entrance though, this one didn't seem capable of speech. An apostle class abomination wandering freely that must be confirmed according to Chae-Young. Yui's guess is it's guarding the rift seal. Otherwise there'd be no reason for it to linger near a sealed rift. Then we have to deal with it. Please lead us like Young is asking. Yes, Leah, please guide us. Oh. I definitely see it, Pantheri. According to Matrotho, it's drifted back toward the rift again. She wonders if it's tracking us. Leah replies, perhaps, because that wouldn't be unusual. Abominations carry a deep hatred for all sentient life. Young Chae-Young says, no doubt, that's an apostle class abomination. Yui agrees, this presence alone is beyond ordinary. Leah says that once they must have been like her, beings of standing, before they fell to this fate. Matrotho explains that this is the tragedy of the rift crisis, a burden we've all had to bear. Leah, are you good? She says she's good. She needs to be stronger too. According to Yui, if we bring down the apostle class abomination, this area should be finally secure. So let's begin. I agree, let's get it popping, please. After striking down the apostle class abomination that lingered near the rift, we paused to catch our breath. Not long after, a fierce sandstorm swept in, and when the winds died down, we came face to face with a figure we knew all too well. Though yells, the Mourner? You spurned my warning, and yet you forced your way here, O human god from beyond this world. Why would you bring the ruin we never desired upon this land? Because the rift and its abominations threaten Earth itself. That is why we sealed away our god. All we wished was to vanish quietly, to scatter like dust in the wind. Matrotho, though, does not believe it. And how long do you think you can keep that up, she wants to know. What did you say? According to Matrotho, no seal lasts forever. Not 1,000 years, not 10,000, not eternity. If it could, then every world swallowed by the rift would have been saved, wouldn't they? A rift is ceaseless, ever shifting. According to this day, no one has ever found a way to contain it without slaying the Foresaken God at its heart. Leah explains if a seal could have stopped a rift, she would have tried, no matter the cost. The Vanguard's words left the Mourner silent. His face held no malice, only sorrow, only despair. At last he turned to me and spoke. Oh, human god, what? Then tell me, for what purpose do you fight? How far are you willing to go? Pantheri says there's no need for the human god to answer that. A true man never backs down, he goes all the way. Matrotho is agreeing that the Forsaken God who made this rift should be ready to pay. We never wished for this existence either. bound between choices, unable to die, unable to destroy. Do you understand the torment of a fate you cannot end? Young Chae-Young, she wants to know who the mourner is truly and what happened in this world. When one knows his crime, what words can a sinner offer? When the postponed fate arrives at last, there is nothing left but to accept it. No sooner had those words been spoken than another harsh sandstorm swept in. When it passed, the mourner was gone without a trace. Peace. On the still sands with even the wind silence, we resolve to decide our next move. But before that, Leah thinks she knows who the mourner is. Obviously, she has someone in mind, Yui. The followers of the gorilla god of the east, it must have been one of them. The gorilla god of the east? Yes. When their god was driven mad by the rift, they chose to perish with him. Pitiful souls, she never imagined any would still remain. Matrotho admits it wasn't a hyena after all. That's a bit disappointing. Pantheri was sure it was a lion. Young Chae-Young explains that we need more preparation. There's too much we do not yet know about this world, the Forsaken God, and these abominations. The fact that the rift was sealed and that an abomination is able to retain its consciousness? These are mysteries we cannot ignore. Then perhaps we should investigate Valolana's migration records as we regroup. Officer Matsumoto, can you locate them? Officer Young asks. Yui explains it will take some effort. Intelligence's secrecy, access won't be simple, but if we move quickly, she can pinpoint where the records are stored. We can ask Secretary So for help. Then that's what we'll do. Chae-Young understands. For now, we'll fall back to the camp outside the rift and regroup. Within the rift that linked to Valolana's homeland, the Beastlands, we learned much, but we returned with just as many questions. As we prepared to resupply, one thing was certain: we had to keep searching until the truth behind these mysteries were revealed. Within the sealed safe house, Abomination's prowl intelligence's hideout, a place tied to Valolana's migration secrets? What were in the intelligence bureau they have? Abominations? After withdrawing from the rift and returning to base camp while the other Vanguards rested, I met up with Young Chae-Young, Matsumoto Yui, and Soju-hee, who had arrived with reinforcements. We gathered to discuss a sealed bureau safe house said to hold records of Soju-hee wants to know if I missed her. Thanks for coming all this way. If I say that I need her, she'll drop everything and come running. Even Yui asked for help and that doesn't happen often. So naturally, she had to hurry like crazy to get here. Thanks. Yui gives Secretary So her thanks. From the materials she provided, it is clear how much effort she put into gathering them. Yui already went through that massive stack. Compared to Yui's usual workload, it was not much. Processing it was quick. Admittedly, some sections were less organized, but considering the urgency of her request, the work has been a great help. That actually makes her proud, hearing that from Yui. We really don't know how busy she was. She had to run around tracking down every one of her father's old subordinates for testimony, and she's done well. She's getting praise from both Young and Yui. Reading it thoroughly, she can see that she gave it her all. Officer Young read it too? She did. It wasn't much for her, and that's why Soju-hee cannot stand smart people sometimes. It's moments like this that make her feel out of place. Let's go over the documents together. As noted earlier, based on the materials Secretary So compiled, Yui was able to identify the Bureau safe house holding Valolana's migration records. As expected, it is indeed sealed. The location was scrubbed from the files, so she had to coax some of her father's old subordinates into talking. How did she do that? She even marked the coordinates in a separate attachment. Did I see it? Yeah, we all saw it. Yet the documents only labeled it as extreme risk without classifying the danger. Does she have more information to drop? She heard something, but she can't say for certain. What are you implying? Officer Matsumoto, do you have a guess? Secretary So hesitates to mention what? She's not certain yet. Why don't we just head to the closed safe house and check for ourselves? Young Chae-Young doesn't know what is being held back, but very well. There's gonna be abominations. Let's go to the sealed safe house. Thanks to the document Soju-hee unearthed, we had the location of the closed safe house, yet her reluctance made it clear the Bureau had taken certain precautions when shutting it down. Whatever measures the Bureau had taken when sealing the safe house, we were about to see them with our own eyes. Secretary So, we need to know why abominations are prowling a closed Bureau facility. This many gathered, it looks as though they were deliberately lured here. She only discovered that while investigating. She didn't know it was like this. She's keeping it real. According to Yui, there were always rumors within the Bureau that certain divisions used abominations when decommissioning facilities. What? They cannot be controlled by ordinary means, which means people must have sacrificed to draw them in. Chae-Young too heard whispers. Criminals handed over his bait, abominations turned into tools. But to see it with her own eyes, it makes her skin crawl. Yui only heard rumors as well. Witnessing it firsthand is different. As a member of the Bureau of Risk Management's Intelligent Division, she bears the shame of this. So Juhi also didn't imagine this. Nobody's fault, but she's angry. We gotta move on. Whatever lies inside, it must be worth enough for intelligence to justify this horror. This. Abominations are roaming inside the facility. According to Secretary So's documents, we need to clear them all before we go in. According to Yui, once again, the Intelligent Division's error is laid bare. She'll take responsibility and lead the way. Then So Juhi's coming too. It was her father's work, so she can't pretend it's none of her business. We're fighting together. Yep, Chae-Young, I understand. We're fighting together, yep. Within the sealed safe house. At last, the party uncovers the Bureau's secret and braces for a final battle within the safe house. Let's get it. Finally, we made it. I feel the same way. Quite the facility. To abandon a place built with this much care just to bury whatever lies inside? It's all Chae-Young talking, and I agree with her. Yui responds, which only proves the information, or rather the secrets, kept here are significant. It concerns the migration of an entire race to Earth, and given what we've seen in the Guashan Rift, there is no doubt a secret lies within. So Juhi replies, some even refuse to answer outright. We wouldn't believe how hard she worked just to pry a few words out of them. How did you do it? But standing here now, she gets it. After all this, who would want to talk? Chae-Young's already voiced her anger over the Bureau's methods. She'll say no more. But the time has come to uncover the truth. She's asking Officer Matsumoto to do the honors. Please, officer. She understands. I got it. You're going to be interfacing with the system, Yui. I trust you. Please go ahead. Please. Once the abominations prowling the safe house were dealt with, we turned to the internal system. At last, intelligence's hidden truths might be revealed, but as ever, nothing would come so easily. So Juhi explains it was a vibration just now, and there it is again. This time, Chae-Young heard it too. A heavy sound, no mistake. Be on your guard. Yui says it seems sealing this facility required more than one precaution. So Juhi exclaims it's getting closer. If it's shaking the whole place like this, then Chae-Young interrupts. It's not on the way, it's already here. Bring him out. What in the name of? Where was an abomination like that hiding? So Juhi says exactly. It just popped out of nowhere. Yui says either way, our priority is to eliminate it and secure the records. If we delay, the records themselves could be damaged, so we gotta strike quickly. Once the abomination is destroyed, we should withdraw to the sanctuary because we cannot risk further surprises. It would be safer to decipher the data elsewhere, according to Chae-Young. Oops, I hit auto. Was it an oops? Or is it my brain begging to go in autopilot? Can they handle an auto? This is the first time I've trusted them in auto in this event. No, there was that other mission where everybody died. That's interesting, how she chooses to bless the human god instead of one of her cat sisters. And that's even crazier that she blessed Mahari. She literally did not bless one of the cat seeds. Catsidhe? So how would you pronounce? We know how to pronounce C-A-T, cat. But the second part of it is S-I-D? H-E. Is that Sidhe or Seed? Seed. Oh, see what I mean? Oh, did she fall? Oh no, she's run over her shield. Now, hold on, we need to forfeit and retry. If someone fell, shield's up. Leah, why did, Leah? Oh, okay, I won't question it. Leah, why'd you put yourself in harm's way? Shout out to Leah. Why were we on the ground? Why do I always ask those questions? You don't need to ask those questions like that. Just enjoy the fan service. We were on the ground so she could bend over and do that pose. After the battle within the Department of Intelligence's sealed safe house, we finally gained access to the system. With the data secured, we returned to the sanctuary. Chae-Young and Yui took the lead, scrutinizing every detail with unyielding focus. At last, the buried truths came to light. Valolana's migration, the Bureau's shadowed hand, and the secrets of the Guashan Rift. Yep, we made it back safe, Matrotho. Pantheri wants to know why we all look like we've gone through the ringer. So Juhi says don't even get her started. Call it the burden of the sins she inherited. Those abominations were horrifying. Actually, for people like them, it would have been fun because they're daredevils. Those two, Pantheri and Matrotho. She bets, so Juhi that is, bets that they'd be grinning while charging through a swarm of them. Pantheri replies, "Oh ho, it sounds like they've missed out on something exciting." Matrotho says, "Seriously? They should have gone with us. At least the data that we needed survived intact, though the contents were deeply unsettling." Leah wants to know, what happened to her homeland? Why the silence? What was it? What did they do? Steady yourself, Leah. She apologizes. She won't let her emotions get the better of her. Young Chae-Young says there's nothing to forgive because anyone would feel the same in her place. However, young Chae-Young still cannot hide the shadow weighing on her thoughts. Perhaps the records weighed too heavily on young Chae-Young to speak them out loud. In the end, it was someone else from the Bureau who revealed the truth. Yui speaks up. "Then allow me." Leah is eager. Yui will be direct, and she asks that Leah steels herself for what she's about to say. The power that sealed the Guaxian Rift came from the cat god's treasure, the very one you wish to present to the human god. Oh, what? That can't be. Yui explains that according to the records, when abominations poured from the Guaxian Rift to Valolana, the Federation's western front had no way to withstand them. Desperate, they made a bargain with the one who called himself the Mourner. Yes, the same abomination we encountered. The pact gave birth to the seal. Leah replies, "But even he once served the gorilla god of the east. How could he have found and exploited our people's treasure?" Leah doesn't want to know. Yui fears her suspicion is correct. It was the Bureau's intelligence division that revealed the bell's location to the Mourner. And the records state that the one who gave them that location in the first place was you? Miss Leah, is that true? Wow. That much is true, but the Mourner demanded an artifact of great power to seal the rift, and the Bureau decided that price could be paid with the cat god's bell. Damn, Leah wants to know, how could they? Leah, that was her people's most sacred treasure. She told the Bureau about it only out of gratitude, out of goodwill for sheltering us. Never did she think they'd take it like this without even asking, in secret. She's learning the harsh reality of the real world. That bell, it was also her mother's keepsake. That's why she wanted to give it to me. If I carried the cat god's bell, then her mother's memory would always be beside me. That's why it meant everything to her. Yui speaks up. On behalf of the Department of Intelligence, she offers her deepest apology. Yui, words like this at this time, Yui acknowledges that they've caused a wound far too heavy to bear for Miss Leah. Pantheri's mad. She's calling out So, asking shouldn't she be the one apologizing, not Matsumoto? Matrotho is agreeing because it was So's father's men who did it, right? So Juhee's father gave the order. So Pantheri's telling her to stop dodging, to say apologize, or even resign. She of course feels sorry. She's only human too. How could she not? But she had no idea her dad was doing this. If she had, she would have stopped him. Trotho is not accepting ignorance as an excuse. You think not knowing just makes it go away? Whoa. Honestly, she wants to know what she even knows about her father. Damn, they're roasting her now. She's saying, careful. One day he'll bring home a long-lost little brother you've never even heard of. That's hella shade. Or maybe you've already got some older siblings out there you don't know about. Damn, you're talking dirty about her father, bro. Dang, why are they so mad? They're losing their cool. Pantheri said, you said yourself, you don't know a thing about what your dad does. So maybe you don't know who else he's been keeping in the wings either. Damn, she's going too far, isn't she, with these disses? For all you know, you might have 2 moms. Damn, they're going crazy. Or 3, maybe 4. This slander is getting wild now. Yeah, cut it out. The human gods don't say anything? If you keep pushing her around, she's gonna blow her top. Miss Leah says it might even be tomorrow, and she cries. So Juhee calls out to her, whoa, we can't waste another second. We have to move back to Guangshan Rift, no beyond it, to Valolana's homeland, the Beastlands. Take back the treasure before it's lost forever. That would be clever. We will. We must. Yui's coming too, to shoulder the Bureau's sins and to stand with us. Matsumoto Yui will protect both Leah and me with her life. Young Chae-Young agrees. She feels the same way. As an officer of the Bureau, it's her duty and her promise. Young Chae-Young is asking Miss Leah to place her trust in us. Don't forget Soju-e or Matrotho or Pantheri, right? Yep. Everyone is down for the cause. Let me guess, Leah's gonna be very grateful, right? She is. She says thank you so much. And I'll be there too, always. Damn, what's the way everyone snapped? Look. That was when I learned the cat god's bell Leah had wished to offer me was more than a relic. It was her mother's keepsake, her most cherished memory, her very heart. The Bureau's bargain with the Mourner was shocking, Yes, but what struck me deeper was Leah's resolve to entrust me with everything she held sacred, to give me not just the treasure, but herself. And for her sake, I swore my path, we would tear open the rift seal, we would reclaim the cat god's bell, no matter what stood in our way. To be continued. We're back here at the HQ, and Yui and Chae-Young are arguing about what to do on the strategy of retrieving the cat god's bell. And Leah is just really sad about the situation. She doesn't want to endanger anyone in her mission. She feels like it's selfish. And then Kalma and Osla interrupted, and they're giving words of encouragement about how we should just go and make it do what it do right now. So they've made their decision. Leah's gonna reclaim the cat god's bell. She cannot allow her mother's keepsake to be defiled like this. I feel it. We're back. Then we'll go together. Word, that's more like it according to Osla. If it's the beastkin abominations we're facing, then they'll make for the perfect warm-up. Asa's gonna prove once and for all who's the strongest here. It's me. Say Kalma and Yui are the strongest here. Kalma, you've been restless ever since you heard the cat princess's woes. Hardly fitting for someone with breasts that size and a bearing like yours? What? I don't understand, but she's gonna take that as a compliment on how broad her chest is. But make no mistake, Kalma's bosom is greater still, and unlike hers, the future's ruler's breasts carry true weight, honest and grand. What? Stand tall, for a great, honest chest is a vessel vast enough to hold the world. Yeah, ignored all that. And then, shall we begin preparations for the expedition at once? Are you okay? Without doubt, uncertainty still lingers, but in the end, all rests on my will. Word, since I've chosen, it's our duty. Okay? Respect. Yui feels the same way. Okay, they're gonna follow my command and finally set right the intelligence division's mistakes. I trust you. Osla replies, then we'll tear through every last one of them. For sure. Kalma's coming too. We're not gonna leave her behind. And so the path was set. We would march at once for the cat god's treasure. What dangers, what foes awaited us? None could say. But one truth was beyond doubt. The relic held a worth that could never be abandoned. So on we go to the Guashan Rift, where the Foresaken God and his enigmatic disciple awaited. We would go to reclaim what was rightfully Leah's. Back to the Guashan Rift. Re-entering the rift now. Copy. Yui says if we keep advancing, then she's interrupted. It's a transparent wall woven of magic. It cannot be seen with the naked eye, yet the aura is unmistakable. And abominations born of immense psionic force are manifesting within it. Yeah, that's a raid boss, right? He's a boss from the story, the regular story. Even the apostle class abomination we witnessed before, it's appeared this close to the... Never mind, I mistook that abomination for someone else. That's the one of the Mourner? No wonder there were no reports. Nothing outside could detect it. That's what Yui said. And Chae-Young says, but even so, how could a seal of this scale be created? Kalma replies, nothing can fool the eyes of the great and glorious Kalma. Does Miss Kalma suspect something? Chae-Young and I want to know. Suspect? No, she is certain. A seal like this can only be forged with a mighty being as its core. She can feel the flow of its power. There it is. Then we cut down the abomination and break the seal. Copy that. Chae-Young understands. Preparing for battle. W. Kalma. First seal within the rift. We must destroy the apostle class abomination anchoring the first barrier. Oh, Everette's here too? It seems Miss Kalma was correct. Once the apostle class abomination was destroyed, the seal unraveled. Like Kalma's laughing. Like someone asked about the future of the Federation. They need only lift their head and look upon the future president Kalma. Unraveling something like this? Child's play. Chae-Young replies, we've broken through the seal, but she remains concerned. How many more of these barriers might still await us? That talking abomination from before must have played a role in this. Trouble yourself not. However dense the sorcery, if its core, the abomination sustaining it, is slain, the seal falls apart. Even should several apostle class foes stand before us, it is no cause for the human god to fear. Chae-Young agrees in raw strength, but this magic feels eerily similar to the barrier encasing the Guashan Rift. Chae-Young is no mage, but the resemblance is disquieting. Leah wants to know, what does she mean? I want to know what's going on too. It is plain to see a seal of this magnitude can never be wrought by abominations alone. Something far greater must serve as its core. And we already know what force bears such weight. A relic fit to bind divinity itself. The very relic we now seek, explains Everette. Chae-Young nodded. Given the situation, that is the most reasonable conclusion. Leah's face hardened as she listened. Her expression was unreadable. sadness, anger, or simply heavy thought. It could have been any of them. Whatever the case, Leah's ready. She will endure and reclaim the cat god's bell. Laughs. As expected, noble blood runs blue. Come with us, cat princess. This too shall be marked as one of Kalma's great achievements. The future president, Everette, agrees indeed to turn back here would ill befit the human god. Osla's rolling up. She wants to know what's good. Everyone looks a little bit brighter since she left on recon. Welcome back. There's nothing. She just stretched her legs while she was at it. Though, she did come back with bad news. Bad news. There's another damn seal up ahead? We foresaw that. And another apostle class abomination with it? Kalma, we just talked about this. Her reaction. What was that face? Are you calling her a liar? Did it look that way? A grave misunderstanding. The outburst was not fear, merely the triumphant cry of a future president who sees another chance for glory. Those abominations are all as good as dead. Kalma's lit. Osla replies, always chasing achievements. Figures you wouldn't pass one up, and she hopes that Kalma's got the strength to back it up. In any case, with those seals ahead, there's no avoiding a fight. Got it. If a battle is needed, I will not shy away. Then let this queen lend her hand to the human god's resolve. Thank you, Everette. Oh, Leah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Let us go together to reclaim what is ours. Okay, let's roll. Leah did not want to be left out. I was just pointing out the abomination, the apostle class abomination, serving as the seal's core. And we see lesser abominations standing guard. Kalma is pointing out how it's a hassle. They bound the power into those beasts means we have to cut down every last one. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Osla and I are on the same wavelength. All of us are. We can only smash them all in one strike. Everette says still your complaints. The queen herself will see it through. That's true, if Everette was here, she could nuke everybody. More seals? They never end, according to Kalma. I feel it. This is what happens when society fails at basic resource management. Now, that actually sounded almost educated, according to Osla, which is exactly why I even hear a president for abominations? What a moron, replies Osla. Are you wasting that brain of yours by bashing through everything with brute force? Aren't you the bigger fool, replies Kalma. Let her know. In the Federation, under Kalma, future president, such nonsense would never exist. Damn, when she takes office, she'll be using both brain and brawn, so you best prepare yourself. What worries young Chae-Young is how many more seals lie ahead, and whether Miss Leah's relic will truly remain unharmed. She was prepared for this, but the pain of it still lingers. Then all the more reason we end this swiftly. For Miss Leah's relic, if nothing else. Okay, now I'm playing with the controller. Much more fun to run around with the controller. We had torn through 3 seals in succession. Each was anchored by an apostle class abomination, and one by one those walls of sorcery fell. Hold on, auto was not working. And one by one those walls of sorcery collapsed. Yet once more what stood before us was another veil of transparent magic, and some of the Vanguards scouted ahead. Osla's crashing out, she's had enough of this. More seals? Are you freaking kidding her? Yeon agrees, it's becoming tiresome. The tent is plain, an absolute refusal to allow us passage. Everette chimes in, the very shape of those consumed by fear. So it was with the spirits who broke their covenant with her. They once blazed with radiance, yet before the unfathomable abyss of the rift, they fell, and this queen watched their splendor collapse, age upon bitter age. Yeah, but is something like this even possible? Magic doesn't just well up out of the ground. Well, sometimes it does, but not like this. Not on this scale. Everette replies, then it is as she surmises. The relic born by that child, Leah, possesses power vast enough to sustain it, and the mark of that cursed abomination is upon it. Cursed? What are you talking about? Have none of you discerned it? The abomination that still clings to its will. Surely it must be. The Mourner? Whoa. The abomination really does talk. You roll up on us? Everette knows the Mourner's true identity. So it's you. You're the one behind all this. These layered magic walls and abominations? Why? Did I not warn you before? All I long for is to see all crumble, and you, oh mighty human god, you came here after all. There is something here I must reclaim. So it is true. Remind you of what, huh? Quit circling around and spit it out. Everette has something to say too. She calls it an accursed one. Your will earns the queen's respect. But heed her warning. Release your own seal and meet the fate that draws near. Do not stain your regret with foolish pain. O great queen who serves the human god. Such a path was cast aside long ago. The final seal will not yield so easily. But human god, spare us further torment, I beg of you. Turn back. Please, leave this place. Damn it, it's gone. I feel you, Osla. She was ready to pin it down, but it darted off too quick. A talking freak like that would have been worth catching. A wretched soul choosing to drown in its own suffering? Such a creature was never meant to be caught with ease. First that thing's riddles, now you too, Elf Queen, Osla replies. None of this makes a lick of sense. That's not what matters now, Osla, young Chae-Young replies. The Mourner knows we're here from this point. Every moment counts. Alright, we gotta move swiftly. I agree, young Chae-Young. Before they can fortify again? Yup. Keep it simple. Let's crush everything. That's what Osla wants to do. Everything that stands in our way, let's do it. Everette is down for the final seal. So all that happened while we were out on recon? Yeah, Karma, you missed it. That abomination that can talk is legit. Karma wants to catch it too. That's exactly how Osla felt. Put it on display before the citizens, then hand it over to the Research Institute? We'll unravel its secrets and raise an army of abominations of our own? Karma is really like a political person, politically minded. For a second, you sounded like a full-blown dictator. Replies, such foolish chatter. Well suited to your station. Damn, matters such as these are never so easily wrought. Everette wants to know she's talking to Leah as a child of the Catsidhe. Does her spirit endure? We've come this far, we're not going to turn back. This may well be the final seal, and she will see it through. Everette applauds her commendable resolve. Then know this queen shall stand with her, in spirit, because we did not bring Everette. Only after shattering the fourth seal did we finally pass through the rift. What lay beyond was nothing but desolation. A wasteland swallowed by the rift, the Beastlands, homeland of Nika, Marhim, and Leah. When the battle's din subsided, a heavy stillness lingered. Exhaustion, unease, and the strangeness of this land pressed us into talk. At last, the final seal is broken. Young Chae-Young apologizes for the commotion. I couldn't have done it without you. All. Karma with her signature laugh. Witness the might of your future president. By her hand, the Federation shall rise to greatness. Osla says, yeah, but doesn't something about this stink? Karma wants to know what nonsense barbarian. Is she just envious of her fame? Presidency? Afraid that she'll beat her to presidency? The only thing she envies is her shameless flirting with the human god. Now, I mean, isn't this whole thing weird? Since when do the abominations keep their minds? Osla never sees anything like it in her life. Yeah, agreed. Even this Karma finds troubling. I'm trying to think, the smartest abomination is that priest that turned himself into one. An abomination that talks, that thinks, already more useful than half the swines and mongrels out there. Miss Karma, please watch your words, says young Chae-Young. Still, what you and Osla point out is something she's been considering as well. Given what they know, we all know, of Oblivia, it should be impossible. So Karma's saying then what is happening here is a conspiracy? Yes, a conspiracy. But conspiracies always come to light in the end, according to Karma. Osla replies, if it were just a conspiracy, she'd almost be relieved. This is common sense itself breaking down. Nothing fits, and it's maddening. Osla wants to know if the cat princess Leah, does her people eat anything strange? What does she mean by that? They have their own traditions, yes, but nothing so different from the Federation. Yeah, what do you mean? What's wrong? I thought maybe she ate something odd that made abominations start talking? But if it's your food that's the same, then what the hell? She's asking the elf queen, Everette. She said, you would summon this queen? You know something, don't you? You've been hinting at curses and the like since earlier. If you mean that pitiful wretch, then yes. To the queen's eyes, this burden of sorrow and pain is clear. Oh, this is the power of the bloodline, the 1,000-year hag, no, the 1,000-year queen. Yes, she refuses to answer. What was it the hag remarked? How trivial, ill-suited to the bosom of such noble size. Rest says, mind your tongue. You do not call the queen a hag. If you must, then call it respect for the creature. What the hell does that mean? Osla wants to know. Everette, have any idea what's happening here? Obviously she does. She shall withhold her voice. Young wants to know why she chooses to remain silent. For the end is nigh and the answer is near. The confession is theirs alone to render, and the queen shall not deny them the dignity of their own grief. Respect. Then we are close to the truth? Have you not felt it also? Yeah, I have felt like the end is drawing ever nearer. The queen herself shall be our guide. Behold, yonder lies the place where the despairing one's presence lingers. Everette said the truth lay just ahead, and then she began to lead the way. I followed, expectations heavy in my chest, and soon enough her words would prove true. A battle with the Mourner. Guided by Everette, we arrived at last, and there they were, waiting for us. The same bleak desolation, the same wind-swept sands, and steeped in its own gloom, the abomination known as the Mourner. So, you have come this far. Oi, talking abomination, replies Osla. What the hell are you, huh? How does an abomination like you still keep a mind and a tongue to hit with? Karma replies, yes. You there, abomination, obey at once. I'll expose your secrets, bring peace to the Federation, and claim the presidency for myself. The Mourner rolled up, or we rolled up on him this time. Human god, why do you hasten the end that has already decreed? Why journey so far to slay my god and plunder his strength? I came here for more than that. More? Then it is not only my god's power you covet. The human god vowed to return my mother's keepsake, That's why he came to this land, to fulfill that promise. The mourner replies, and I must apologize, priestess of Valolana, your sacred relic. We seized and defiled without right. In doing so, we dealt you a wound that cannot be undone. If you understand and surrender it, abomination. Karma demands for justice and for her rise to president. Osla says, ha, an abomination that knows how to repent. That's a first, but she'll bet, like the rest of your kind, an apology doesn't mean you'll hand it over. Your words kindle my rage. Yet, sadder still is that they are not false. Everette says, O wretched one, cast aside thy shackles. For grief unending is but poison that devours the soul. As young Chae-Young said before, you cannot hold a wraith forever. Yet, we have come too far to turn back. O young human god, I will not yield, even if it means a fate already foretold. Very well, I honor that. Osla's ready to get into the action. She's done with the talking. Smash him to pieces. Everette's giving a warning. That wretched one has burned even its own soul away. So that's why his eyes turned mad. Still, one solid blow ought to do it. No mercy, let's put it down. Go for it. GG. But wait, there's more. We defeated the mourner. I thought the mourner was going to be her mom's cat spirit. Osla's claiming how he's finished, and Kalma's demanding for his surrender. It's nothing but a stepping stone to her glory, and she'll take its head and parade it through the Federation. Memento mori, damn. So in the end, fate cannot be escaped. Not even with all this pain and suffering. Did I turn back the doom already written? Cast off your suffering, be free of it. Rest in peace. So, you had known it all along. Anyone with eyes to see would have discerned it. You're sad. This entire wretched design stands upon your sacrifice, upon your grief. Kalma didn't know. Osla's telling her, shut up. Because Osla didn't know either. Okay, so Kalma wasn't the other one. I was laughing at her. Even she didn't know. That was the name I bore. That sounds awfully close to misogyny. Misogyny? Are the developers trying to tell us something? The sad guy's name is Misogyny, a lowly thrall who once tended the gorilla god that ruled the southern beastlands. Misogyny? You were truly him? That name ring a bell, Cat Princess? He says, yes, of course. He was the wise high priest who served the benevolent gorilla god of the south. Yeah, they were looking like some gorillas, some of those abominations. To think he has come to this? Misogyny asked the priestess of Valolana not to mourn, for he is no longer who he once was. His lord, the god he adored, was swallowed by the rift and driven mad. As he descended, Misogyny wept in silence. Unable to strike him down, Misogyny chose cowardice and lived as this craven thing. Young Chae-Young wants clarity. You mean you sealed the god you once served? There was no other way for Misogyny. The remnants of the living were gathered, their anguish bound and woven into curse. Through that grief, the divine was sealed, and our world endured a little longer. In return, the agony of his kin became his chains, and through that torment, he kept his mind. Kalma's response, oh, a noble sacrifice indeed. Something worth learning from, wouldn't you say? According to Misogyny, pain and sorrow are no teachers. They do not enlighten. They seek and remain. In the end, only regret endures. Your sacrifice shall not be forgotten, and thank you for that gem. The words honor what little remains, and for that, gratitude is due. Human God, one final request, if it may be spoken. Speak. Strike down the God once worshipped. Grant mercy to the lost brethren bound in anguish. Bestow upon them the peace denied by our own hands. I will. My gratitude for such grace. My God, why had there only been a chance for us as well? Misogyny, you're fading, Leah exclaims. Priestess of Valolana, thy mother's relic rests within the shrine. Forgive this sin. Forgive. Sorry, my bad. Ain't no fucking way. Kalma says, her parade, her magnificent abomination army, he has vanished into nothingness. A tragedy truly, according to young Chae-Young, that all of this was wrought from a curse born of suffering. How great the weight he must have carried. He replies, damn it. Somehow this leaves a bad taste in my mouth. We must see Misogyny's final wish fulfilled. So says, good thinking, human god. I'll be right beside you. Let's tear through the rest of them. The queen shall lend her hand. Young Chae-Young is down. Everyone's down. Wait, is Kalma not down? Oh, we're having a vow circle now? She said, B2, human god, impregnate me. No, I mean, count on me. Oh, Leah says she will also repay my kindness, and she thanks us for coming this far with her. There's still work to be done. Indeed, let's make it do what it do. First, as Misogyny said, we must recover Miss Leah's bell. Whoa, was it an earthquake? Osla says, what's that tremor? Everette explains, it approaches. Approaches what? The brethren of the fallen. Those stripped of pain and sorrow. Draw near. Abominations, prepare for battle. Copy that. With Misogyny's curse unraveled, the abominations descend into madness. How grievous that their strength was sustained by agony itself. If any apostle class abominations remain, they'll be just as violent. We'll worry about that later. For now, we take down what's right in front of us. Agreed. And stand back and witness the thunder of your future president. Shout out to Kalma. Fall before her. Every one of you is a brick to her rise to power. He's a meme. The bell is reclaimed, but the God's seal remains? After our battle with Misogyny, the curse that bound this land was broken. The abominations held together by pain and despair turned savage. But in the end, we prevailed. Now, within the shrine that lay beyond the desolation, we stood at the very edge of our journey. The cat God's bell we had sought for so long was finally within reach. Chae-Young says, excellent work, everyone. We've all done well. There was nothing we couldn't handle. Osla replies. And Kalma chimes in, no, this isn't right. Osla says, huh? What ain't right? Kalma replies, the grandeur. Where's the spectacle? I agree. After a triumph like this, I should be marching through the streets wearing that outfit the short, ugly demon once told me would turn heads. The one without pants. Osla heard there's no cure for political delusion. And she sees they were right. Miss Kalma, for the Federation's dignity, Chae-Young must insist that you keep that attire confined to the private ceremonies before the human god. Now then, young Chae-Young says, to me, this must be the shrine Misogyny mentioned. True, true. There are no other structures nearby. Oh, Everette is confirming it. The force remains here, strong yet waning. Leah wants to know whatever doesn't mean. It means that if you wish to safeguard what is dear to you, we must act swiftly. Everette lifted her hand towards the shrine, the air trembling at her command. Damn. Her ancient power steered a vast tide of arcane might. Before my eyes, the queen's magic tore through the spell work that bound the cat god's bell in silence. And, take it, child. What is yours? Once more, Leah responds. My mother's keepsake, really? Thank you so much. Everette says, think nothing of it. Even now, much of the seal is undone. She can still feel a lingering power. A final chain, unbroken. Leah exclaims. The cat god's bell began to fracture in Leah's trembling hands. Its once radiant metal worn thin from years of torment now lay dulled, its brilliance long faded, and yet within the ruin, a faint, stubborn light still pulsed, defying its own decay. She's sobbing. Kalma wants to know if she's crying. Osla says, read the room. If that were your mom's keepsake all busted up like, you'd be crying your eyes out too. Kalma says, huh? Our folks always use to bash their ancestors' relics until they're scrapped. What's the big deal? Okay, cultural misunderstanding here. Huh? And when it breaks, then it means they were weak. A weak ancestor leaves behind weak relics. No value in that. Oh, Kalma, that is definitely the wrong thing to say right now. If you got a problem with it, don't be dead. Be born later and stronger than me. Dang, that's how her people think. They're savages. Osla says, good grief, I swear every time you open your mouth. Young Chae-Young chimes in, Miss Leah, are you truly alright? Leah says, it's in pain. The bell is in pain? The cat god's bell is in pain, Leah says. There's still a seal binding it. Her bell. Her mother's keepsake. It's alright, we'll make it right. We're definitely going to see it through, Leah. It's not over. Everette says, take heart. As thou hast said, our task is yet unfinished. Osla agrees. There's still one last seal on the Foresaken God, right? On that Foresaken God, right? Let's crush it in this once and for all. I feel it, Osla. Kalma says, oh, so this will be the crowning feat of Kalma's interdimensional conquest. Perfect. New campaign slogan, Kalma, conqueror of the other world. Osla says, yeah, if Ernest heard that, she roasted as pure boomer energy. Let her. Elder votes have always decided elections anyway. Okay, Young is asking Miss Kalma to chill, and Leah's thanking everyone. She's gonna stay strong. And let's go. Let's finish breaking the God's seal. Alright, Everette's gonna guide us. Appreciate it. If Everette's reading is correct, the Forsaken God must lie where this ends. We've come too far, no turning back now. That's what I didn't. We all feel the same way. Let's make it do what it do. She's gotta see for herself that being that defiled her mother's keepsake. I agree. What are we waiting for, Osla? We're just gonna keep on saying, let's go, instead of going. Okay, finally. This way? A mighty presence stirs ahead. Great. And the paths packed with abominations as usual. And Kalma thinks is excellent. More stepping stones for her rise to glory. Perish proudly and serve both her ambition and the Federation. Young Chae-Young is calling for everyone to stay focused. We must hurry. Miss Leia's relic must be protected at all costs. The curse undone, the beast will grow ever more savage. That ain't no problem. Okay, Leah's gonna lead the way. Let's get it. And the gods and spirits grant us protection. They hit us with the psych. Like I didn't see that coming. Wow, you see how her hair physics were moving there? I don't think I've ever seen that happen in her animation. One of her ponytails got caught in front of her arm. Nice. She quitted all of them. Ain't worry about none. Maybe I should have did Leah like I initially thought, but I chose Marhim because I didn't want her to be caught up in the AoEs about to come through. Nice. Very nice. What the? He hit the shield from here? Oh, the Blood Claw Slash has that much of a AoE? Ooh, put the spin move on you. Stomp him out. What you gonna do? Oh, you hit the shield. Marhim is no joke, bro. Good game. She's been the MVP every time. I have buffed her with the Immortal Command, but she just goes around assassinating everyone. Leah took out a decent amount of them too. A threat before the seal. Can ambushed again? How long have we been cutting through those abominations beneath Everette's lead? That's what I'm saying. At last, the moment that Kalma's been waiting for. Picture the headline, Kalma's otherworldly expedition. She'll toast them all to a crisp with her lightning. Chae-Young says this is not something to rush into. Look at their numbers and their strength. Even if we manage to defeat them, we'll have to face the Foresaken God immediately after. We need to reconsider our approach carefully. Kalma says, also Young, don't be such a downer. And Chae-Young said, pardon? Kalma replies, I mean, you keep spouting weak talk. That's what? Where there's a will, there's a way. So stop whining and show some spirit. Chae-Young says your drive isn't misplaced, but her duty is to ensure the human god's safety and the success of this mission. If we rush and fail, or worse, put everyone's life at risk, then all our efforts will mean nothing. She refuses to let recklessness decide our fate. Sounds like a coward's excuse to her. There's no wall that can't be broken with sheer will, according to Kalma. You can't just flinch before the battle even starts. Chae-Young says there are limits to what willpower alone can overcome. Kalma's asking her, oh yeah, have you tried, huh, Officer Young? Have you even tried? And so their argument continued. Chae-Young's caution clashing with Kalma's impatience. Should we move carefully or strike fast? And in that moment, Leah was carefully watching the situation unfold. The Cat Priestess said nothing, yet her silence felt different this time. Not born of hesitation, but of resolve being forged word by word inside her heart. Everyone. Did the future president just get name dropped? Miss Leah, thank you for coming all this way for me. You followed me, stood by my side, and that's why I kept silent until now. I didn't want to burden you with my own resolve. But I don't want us to hesitate any longer. Kalma says, now that's the spirit. Osla said, oh, Officer Young's warning isn't wrong. But after everything we've done, I want to see this through. We stand before the God's seal. How can we hold back now? And more than that, I don't think the bell, my mother's keepsake, can hold out much longer. Chae-Young said, understood, Miss Leah, perhaps I have been too bound to doctrine. They were valid concerns. Yeah, giving Chae-Young some validation. Given the circumstances, we must move swiftly. Osla says, fine by me. Let's get back out there and have ourselves another proper fight. Everette says, very well, this queen concerns herself not with the outcome, but with walking the path I have chosen. She's down for the cause. And let us fell every last one of them. Kalma's hidden her signature pose and laugh. Perfect. And the future leader shall take the front once more. Boom, boom, boom. At least 2 more battles after this, right? Including this one. Gotta find the real boss. Scans show 3 apostle class entities arrayed before the Forsaken God seal. Remain vigilant. There may be other abominations concealed nearby. Thank you, Chae-Young. Whatever crawls out, we'll smash it. Simple. Osla replies. Kalma agrees. All of this will be gold for her post-presidential memoir events. Confidence becomes her. According to Everette, to serve a god, one must carry that measure of spirit. Leah calls out to Osla. She wants to take point this time. The final fight is upon us. Fine by Osla. She's going to step back for this one. Leah is grateful for that. And it says Leah, but Chae-Young is awaiting the order. Once we had struck down the abominations guarding the Forsaken God's seal, only the binding of the gorilla god remained, half buried beneath the swirling sands. It was time. The final battle was upon us. At last, this will be the final battle in the Beastlands. The Queen stands ready. The seal's power, entwined with the Cat God's bell, can be undone at a moment's command, according to Everette. And Osla replies, then what are we waiting for? Let's break that seal and smash the Forsaken God's skull. Kalma says, no way. What now? What's the problem this time? Osla wants to know. Kalma says, you can't crush the head. We need it for my victory parade. Kalma, the Federation's military operations are classified. Chae-Young, Officer Young, you really have no grasp of politics, do you? Just imagine it. Picture this. The severed head of the Forsaken God, its origins a mystery, mounted high above the Federation gates. Our enemies trembling in terror, and our citizens roaring in victory. Wow, coming from me, that's saying something, but seriously, Mounting a dead god's head on a gate, that's beyond barbaric. Playing a monster's head is an ancient and honorable tradition. Let's focus on the battle first. Chae-Young agrees. Victory must come before ceremony or pride. That god won't stand a chance according to Osla. With the human god leading us, we'll grind it to dust. And don't forget Kalma, the future president. Behold the thunder of her authority. Leah believes in us too. With me here, our victory is certain. As we readied ourselves for the final fight, a whisper brushed my ear. Faint and distant, yet disturbingly near. Distant whisper. Do you truly trust your vanguards? All is vain, all glory, all joy shall fade to dust. What awaits you is despair, despair is mine. Was it the Forsaken God's voice testing my resolve? None of the others seemed to hear it, but Everette, she has sensed it too. For an instant, my heart faltered, but then I looked around at the eyes of those who believed in me, and the doubt faded away. Human God, what's with the silence all of a sudden? Don't tell me you're getting cold feet, human God. Hold on, I've got the perfect fix for nerves. How about a quick squeeze, both sides, nice and even? What? Later, calm, later. Human God, are you well? For a moment, your face seemed unsettled. I'm good. Very well then, O divine one of this age. The queen shall now unbind the seal of the Forsaken God. Let's begin. The end is finally in sight, and Leah's gonna rely on us. So be it, the rite commences. Setting the stage. Whoa, bruh. Look how tiny his head is. Now the Forsaken God shall show its true form. He does have the posture of an ape. The southern beast god. To see it like this. The southern lands of the beastlands were once so calm. Stay focused, everyone. Our foe once ruled the southern reaches of this world. Do not underestimate it, even for a second. Prepare for battle. The one who once reigned in glory find peace. All units engage. There's only one enemy? That's cool. Oh, we're capped at level 25. Not as cool. I'm gonna bring his attention over here. Fist of Wrath. Get some poison in. See, now he's open for a back attack this way. So weak point is that? Give him an immortal command to Leah. I wanted to heal her. Let's do the immortal command first. That way we can give these blessings out. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Mark of the Silent Blood. Go for it. Oh, Nika, you weren't close enough to follow up? Reign of Terror. Danger, shackles of fear. Got a dose of lethal poison for you. In the buttocks. Dirty dagger throw. Soul Flame Fury, that's a wrap. Is that it? Is the boss gonna transform? Phase 2? Too easy for us, right? Compared to the other battles we fought? Out to the MVP of this entire chapter. Not necessarily Leah. Leah's definitely part of the MVP Catsidhe, but man, him has been holding it down. After the gods fall, the god has perished. Cleanse what corruption remains. After the final battle in the Beastlands, just as we struck down the southern beast god, the world went dark in an instant. When I opened my eyes again, only the barren wasteland stretched before me. I was alone, and through the drifting sands came a whisper, carried on the wind, cold, venomous. That was nice sound design right there. Do you truly trust your vanguards, human god? Do you believe they will serve you forever? Truly? I knew that voice immediately. The dying god of the southern beastlands, the Forsaken One. His words slithered with bitterness and grief, lamenting faith betrayed and devotion turned hollow. I too trusted my followers. I believed their reverence and love would never waver. But look upon me now, human god, cursed and cast aside by the very ones I adored, bound by the hands of my most faithful priest. And thus was I remade a beast of despair. Once a god who loved his followers, he now howled in fury and despair at their betrayal. His spirit, entombed by his own worshippers, was screaming that I too would share his fate. No, this cannot be. I love them. How could they dare to seal me away? And you, young god, you shall know the same pain. Your vanguards will betray you. They will leave you, just as mine left me. No. Denial came instinctively, without thought, without doubt, for trusting my vanguards was as certain as my own heartbeat. Lies! Your disciples, your vanguards, will betray you. They will. They must. I gave no answer to the wounded god's cries. Instead, I let the memories return of the days I had shared with my vanguards, the countless adventures we had faced together, the fierce battles fought side by side. Oh yeah, I got all this artwork. The tears that came from time to time, bars, and the laughter that filled so many days. I remember this from the winter event, nice flashback. Even in hardship, we placed our faith in one another, and always, no matter what lies ahead. Oh, this is new. I trust my vanguards, especially the new kitty cat. They will never betray me. Never. And when the words left my lips, only silence remained. The Forsaken God's wicked whisper fell silent, and in its place a vision emerged. A gentle, wise God surrounded by joyful disciples. A peaceful world forever lost to time. Those fleeting moments bathed in light, faded with the God's final breath. And as I watched that vision sink beneath the sands, I turned away, back toward the ones who awaited me. My Vanguards. Damn, human god is a real one, so we got real ones. They want to know if I'm good? I've never stood there zoning out mid-fight before. She gets it now. Even gods need a little affection. Come into the arms of Karma, the politician who leads with passion and cleavage. Young Chae-Young says this is hardly the time for a jest, you two. Let's eliminate the remaining abominations and secure the area. Thank you, all of you. Human god, what's going on with you? She sees it now. When the human god truly needs is a fertile partner, and she's one ready to serve that noble cause. Osla says, oh no, you don't. Like hell, I'm losing to that line. Human god, are you truly all right? Young Chae-Young wants to know. I'm good. She's relieved to hear that. She's relieved to hear that. Prepare for battle. Let us ready ourselves for the final fight in the Beastlands. After the Foresaken God was vanquished and the tide of abomination subsided, reinforcements finally arrived to secure the rift. Among them were Soju-hee, Nika, and Marhim, who had cut their way through the lingering monsters to reach the seal. Soju-hee's singing, she's back. Marhim says she made it back in one piece. And Nika hears too. She's saying the priestess, she's safe. You've all done well. I'm glad you made it safely. Leah says it's good to see Marhim and Nika and that they're both unharmed. Nothing for the priestess to worry about, according to Marhim. Just another day's work. And Nika says it's like returning home in a way. Soju-hee says still, oh, the dust here is terrible. No kidding. And the air is dry as sandpaper, awful for her skin. Yeah. Secretary So, I'll admit, she wasn't entirely convinced, but she really did lead the reinforcements here herself. And that's commendable. Well, it's her responsibility, you know. Besides, her dad kind of dropped the ball again, so she had to clean up the mess. Yeah. That's respectable. Clean up her family reputation. But still, she fought her way here. Yeah, Soju-hee, you definitely have earned my respect over the years. Give her some praise. You did well. Oh yeah, hook up the cat girls with praise. Yeah, don't forget us praises like rations. Can't ever have enough. Soju-hee, Marhim, and Nika all spoke with bright smiles, recounting how they had followed the path I carved through the Beastlands. Yet even as I listened, one figure drew my quiet concern. Leah, are you holding up? According to Marhim, her face looks pale. Is something wrong? She's not hurt, is she? No, it's not that. It's the bell. Seeing it shattered like that weighs on her heart still. Soju-hee coughs and says, even though we defeated the Forsaken God and restored peace to the rift, she wanted to return the relic to me whole. And because she couldn't, that's what saddens her. Nika chimes in. Priestess, if I could have wielded its full power or at least held it intact in my hands, she would have been happy. Its form does not matter. Leah's having a hard time accepting that. Oh, but Young Chae-Young's got something to say. After we recovered your bell, she contacted the Bureau of Rift Management. They replied that restoring its form should be entirely possible with current Bureau technology. Its response is shock. Truly, you mean it can really be restored? Says yes, they assured her it's well within their capability. Of course, since this would involve Earth's technology, we need her permission first. Leah? Then let's restore it. If that's my will, then she agrees. Soju, he said, wait, me? I'll take care of it myself. I'll contact the Bureau's tech division personally. I'll make sure they restore it perfectly, just like before. Secretary So, you're starting to sound like a proper officer. It suits you. It does. Maybe we should go with her as well, Marhim. Proper character development. Someone needs to tell them what it looked like before, right? Wow, W teamwork. Officer Young promised that Leah's bell could be restored through the Bureau's technology, and everyone eagerly offered to help. As her chatter filled the air, Leah's expression grew brighter until all at once a familiar voice called out from behind. Pantheri, what up? She knew we'd all be here? Yeah, how did the patrol go with Miss Matrotho? Perfectly, of course. The whole area is clear, no hostiles left in sight. And besides, you might have just hit the jackpot? What exactly did you find? Oh, we're gonna love what she found? While scouting for stragglers, you mean you actually found something? That's right, go and guess. In the desert, another relic? A weapon? What do you think you call it treasure? Depends on how you look at it. Okay, what is it then? Jewels, a necklace, a brooch, a bracelet? No wait, a giant diamond? Yoon Jae-young says, compose yourself, Secretary So. Remember, we represent the Bureau, and as you know, the Rift finds fall under Bureau jurisdiction. Officer Young, don't be such a stick in the mud. It's not like I'm trying to steal it. I just wanted to ask. Besides, sparkly things exist to be admired. Things good for the soul, you know. Young truly cannot fathom that mindset. But to be fair, it was sparkly, sort of, Pantheri says. Wait, seriously? Sweetie, let's go see it. Come on. I feel you. Let's see. With Soju-hee practically bouncing with excitement, we follow Pantheri to the site she'd found. And there... Wait, what? What the? Was a bonfire? This is what you meant by sparkly? How we'll look closer. It's glistening from the grease. It's meat gleaming with oil. The air thick with the scent of slow-cooked perfection? Human God, I'm sure of it. It's from the Autumn Festival, Human God. The one you guys told me about before? Exactly, that's the one. But how is it still fresh after all this time? That's what I wanted to know. Maybe the seal kept time itself from moving? Perhaps? Maybe the Forsaken God's followers longed for the Autumn Festival too. If their God had ever returned to his senses, perhaps they wished to celebrate again. and use magic to preserve the festival until that day come. Oh. Alright, that's enough gloomy talk. We won, didn't we? So let's eat and celebrate properly. Maybe Leah was right. Maybe this feast was their unspoken prayer. A fragment of devotion from those who had lost their god. The thought carried a touch of sorrow, but then Leah called to me, her smile bright and pure, and that faint sorrow was gone. Watching them laugh, I made a quiet vow within my heart to protect this peace, this joy, always. And as laughter filled the night, the autumn festival's glow deepened beneath the rift-born sky. Sometime after our return from the Beastlands, the Bureau's tech division contacted us. The cat god's bell had been fully restored. This time, Leah didn't cry, not a single tear. She simply smiled, radiant, gentle, and held the bell out to me. And once more, I swore to protect that smile. To protect all my Vanguards. The cat princess and the moonlit treasure. And W story, because there was character development for Leah and other Vanguards. Things didn't go as planned, but turned out even better, just like real life. Can we sweep these? Or we have to run them? Well, I'm gonna end the gameplay, y'all. Thank you for coming through for